I'm Michael Magee, and I'll be representing Boeing Aerospace Company. The crash of flight Lion Air 610 and Ethiopian Air 302 grounded the 737 MAX 8s. The first incident happened in October 2018, and the crisis began March 2019. Boeing came out denying all the accusations that their planes had an issue. But once the second incident happened, the truth came out and Boeing was at fault. Boeing had to backtrack and defend themselves, which is never a good thing to do, because you look like a fool and everybody knows it. The PR representative for Boeing after the first incident did a fine job denying everything, but after the second incident, the CEO took the spotlight and talked with the press. The press conference would have taken place March 19, 2019, and you can see that at USA Today. I believe that Boeing should not have discredited the accusations about their flight, but found the root of the issue and come forth with it. They should have right away talked with the families and given their condolences, then reassured the families and consumers that the planes are still safe to fly. Boeing did give their condolences to the family after the second incident, but this should have been something that happened right away. I will now begin. We here at Boeing have our final findings for the 737 MAX 8s. We reviewed the data collected from the black boxes that we got from the crash sites. With the help of the Federal Aviation Administration, we have concluded that the MCAS was the reason that the planes crashed. MCAS stands for Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System. This is a system that helps prevent the airplane from stalling. It manually moves the airplane into more of a level position and prevent the stall. However, the sensors were getting false data, which put the plane into a dive. On October 29, 2018, flight Lion Air 610 crashed with 189 passengers that perished. This happened right outside of Indonesia. This was the first horrible event that put us on the spotlight, and we should have learned what happened and prevented it from happening again. Unfortunately, on March 10th, tragedy struck again with flight Ethiopia Air 302. This flight had 157 passengers that could have been saved with proper pilot training. We will do everything possible to prevent any more loss of aircraft and loss of life. We did not predict this system failing because we had multiple sensors feeding data to the system, but all those systems were getting false data. We will work on improving all of our equipment to have fail-safes so that our planes will be the most equipped and safest planes in the skies. Out of our 387 MAX 8 planes that were produced, only 2 crashed. This is 0.5% of our planes crashed. You are more likely to be attacked by a bear in Yellowstone National Park than you are to get harmed on one of our flights. For those who think that this could have been a terror attack, that is wrong for you to think. This was an issue with our planes, and this was not an act of violence. Since 2001, flying has been one of the safest forms of travel. However, for the people that worried that their next flight might end in disaster, this has only become a big story on the news because our flights rarely ever crash. We'll be rolling out a corrective software and more training for the pilots so that they can be able to fly in an emergency situation in a better way. The MCAS had a flaw in the software, and we will produce a patch for that software so that there won't be any more issues. We will also have more training for the pilots so the pilots are able to fly in emergency situations without having an issue. We are sorry for the families that lost their loved ones. We know there is nothing that we can say to reverse this tragedy. We just hope that there's a place in your heart that could forgive us. Thank you.